Greetings and salutations, Earthlings. This is Salt. You'll understand in a minute. I am Zube, and I'm going to be doing a random collective reading. If you are interested in a personal reading, astrology or tarot, my information is down below. All of my readings are timeless, so take what resonates and leave what does not. Definitely don't force it to fit for you. And don't force me to fit for you either. But if you do like it here, or you like me, or you like it here, but you don't like me, or you don't, I don't know, whatever. Like and subscribe, it helps the channel. But I don't get super hung up on that. All right. Burning some sage. So I like to come into these with a message. And I kept getting the message of protection. I was seeing a sponge, and I was seeing the sponge like I'm thinking of when you're now bear with me. I might be coming up with a lot of cleaning metaphors because I've started some housekeeping on the side. But when you have a sponge, and I was seeing the sponge just like smearing around a bunch of like gunk, So there's just something about cleaning our energy field. That's weird. My ear popped. Cleaning out our energy field, and also like keeping our space clean, and even the tools that we like use to clean, keeping them clean. So the way I'm seeing that metaphorically is like protecting our space to begin with. So protection was coming in big. This is not fear, PORN here. So, but I was figuring while I'm sitting here, I'm going to show you how simple this is, like to do rituals. I know it can seem big and weird and intimidating, but it's very simple. And you can just Google like protection herbs. So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to make a little concoction to put at my front and back doors. And I'll probably leave the bowl here, in my bedroom, I think, while I sleep. So we're going to use some salt. And this is like a relatively intuitive process. If you're not going to want to put lavender outside your front door, if you're trying to protect it, you want to put something that's a little bit more repellent, although you do want to be mindful of, are you having people come by soon? Salt would always be fine, but like I'm putting out some cayenne pepper. I don't know. It's really intuitive. Like, what feels right to you? Do you have people come over a lot? In which case, you might want to put out the protective stuff, because if people you're not sure how they are going to be coming over. I got cumin too. Why did I get cumin? I think I saw that. I just Googled a list. That's all I did. So I put some kind of pepper, but if you're like inviting over a new dude or chick that you're like interested in, I don't know, maybe you don't want to put out like cayenne pepper, but salt, you can just put salt at your front and back of your door. Oh, and then I am also going to throw in, actually, yeah, the ashes from my incense burner. Yep. Which is messy. And that's also a decent way to use the ashes if you do burn incense or whatever. There we go. Oh, there's another stick. Okay. That's cool because then I can stir it up. And then basically I just have this concoction. And I like to make up my own prayers. I'm getting this shit everywhere while I'm going around. Like, so when I go and put this by my front door, I'll just pray for a minute and ask my guides and angels to protect my space and keep anything that would harm me away. Let's see, there's that. And I sprinkle it in front of the door. And then I was also going to say bay leaves. I learned this from my friend Michelle. You can take a bay leaf, put it under your pillow to keep away bad dreams, put it in a room, put it, just wherever you feel like you want to tighten up on protection. And mostly here, I'm talking about like energetic protection. So if anybody's bringing some shady energy to your house, maybe they won't feel well and they'll leave. I have also taken lemons and you just put them somewhere like obscure where somebody might not see them and leave them out for like a week. And lemons will collect all of the negative energy, and then you can bury them in the ground or I've like put them in the oven before and bake them like really slow so they'll dry up and I can use them for something else. But I always like to do a little prayer and like set an intention for what it is that I'm doing with whatever it is that I've concocted. So yes, we're getting protection. And with the sponge, I think we are also taking in a lot right now. So recognizing what is yours and what is not yours, because there's a lot of intense energy just in the field, so to speak, at the moment. But that's how I do stuff. Okay. So let's pull some cards on protection and see what else comes out. I don't remember if I said, if you're interested in a personal reading, my information is below. My website is teresazube.com. And I do readings on Zoom, and it feels just like this. Okay. That one wanted to come out. Ace of Pentacles. We'll see what that's about. I always think of New Earth when I see the Ace of Pentacles, because it's kind of like there's a portal on there, like going through. Got it. King of Swords. Yes. He's definitely, this is the internal card. The King of Swords is mastery of the mind. So this is thinking clearly, thinking logically, being confident in your thoughts. The King of Swords doesn't speak much, but when he does, people listen. This is having like a sense of authority, really figuring things out before you say them. But he's holding up a sword. And so that's like creating a strong boundary. Wow. Okay, what's in front of us? We have the Hermit. So when I say what's in front of us, this is like the energy that we're walking into, and we may be coming into a time of solitude. The Hermit is the teacher. He's holding the lamp. So it's kind of like it is showing others the way, but it's showing others the way to find the light within themselves so that they can lead themselves. But there is a leading to that point that has to occur. I say it time and again, if you are watching my channel, you are a teacher or a way shower of some form. And the Hermit card, it's like this is a very humble, like, form of teaching. The Hermit has been in a cave, whether it's a cave of depression or the cave, you know, just in some kind of darkness. And in that cave on his own, he discovered his own inner light. And so when he emerges, he wants to help others find their own inner light, not like, yo, follow me, I'm the bomb diggity. Jesus. Okay. Up here in the God spot, 9 of Pentacles. So Mother, Father, God wants us to know our worth. She has a bird on her hand, and I always think she has her own divine connection to spirit. So remember to not like, I think of praying. Sometimes we might speak more in prayer, and it's really important to make sure that we are listening in prayer, which a lot of people will call meditation, but it doesn't, you know, I think meditation can be a little bit intimidating, but just some quiet time, making sure that you're listening to God, listening to your higher self. The 9 of Pentacles, she has worked very hard. She's very valued. She is all encompassed. These cards are kind of lonely. That doesn't feel negative. And I think that's probably because we are sort of spongy at the moment. We might be taking in a lot of residual shit that we don't have to take in. And that's why the protection thing was coming up. The Ace of Pentacles, there's some sort of new beginning, a new phase, something new that we want to create, or a way that we want to be on Earth. The Pentacles are Earth energy. There is a portal in there, and you can usually feel this. Like I always say, you'll feel aces, like a wind at your back. Maybe there's some kind of a wind propelling you forward, and you're not sure into what, but just keep going because something is starting. Let me clarify the Ace of Pentacles. Page of Swords. Okay. Funny. So, apologies. I'm very rude on here sometimes. The Page of Swords. You know, with the Page of Swords clarifying the Ace of Pentacles and the King of Swords being the internal card, it's like start small. Sometimes we can get to a point where we want all the mastery, and you can't have all the mastery because every time you complete a cycle or a lesson, you're sort of knocked down. And then you're like, oh God, I don't know anything. But the thing is you really do. You're starting fresh in something else. I think we're intimidated by something. It's like we're intimidated. It's funny because I look at these cards going sort of like within and without, and I look at them pictorially, like visually as well. And so we have the King of Swords here, internal, and then the Hermit is kind of going back in towards the within spot. So like while we are presumably, you know, if this resonates with you, but a leader or a teacher, it's almost like if you're watching this and you are resonating with it, you just don't feel that, but you don't feel that because of an insecurity. So like you do feel that, but you're like, nah, not me. Like, oh shucks. And that's why the Page of Swords, it's like, why am I singing that Michael Jackson song? You wouldn't be starting something, you gotta be, I don't know. Anyway, you're like, just start small, and you might feel insecure with whatever it is that you're starting, but you are exactly where you're supposed to be. It's just the beginning. You can't know all of the things because there are going to be things when you do anything. I've learned this time and again doing everything in life, really. But especially like business wise and all of that. Like whenever I feel like, okay, then I'll know enough, or then I'll be ready. And like I fuck up sometimes. Like then once you have a fuck up, you're like, oh wow, I'm still here. nobody hates me. Maybe sometimes people are mad, like that's fair. Like they might get mad, but you sort of just are like, get okay with people being mad or like making a mistake. It's human to err. To err is human. But this feels like we're afraid of like doing something or putting ourselves out there in a way. And so it's like, I don't know. All right. Let's pull. Do these. Oh, and then one of these. Okay. So I think our inclination, while it is important for us to have our hermiting time, our alone time to pray, to listen to spirit, it's also important to lead the way. Like it's like the perpetual student, always wanting to be in that student phase. Why am I getting ready? Right, okay. The swords are air, that's communication and stuff. I'm getting like write down a list of all the useful things that you know, all the useful things you can do. Well, knowledge. seek seek knowledge. Look, she's holding a book. Sorry, that sounded really stupid. Look, she's holding a book. And I was just saying, what do you have knowledge of? It is saying to seek knowledge, but we don't want to be a perpetual student. Maybe there is someone needing to learn what it is that you have, or maybe there's something you've learned that do you really feel like you are mastering? What's that about? I didn't ask a question for that card, to be fair, but we're always going to be learning. Let go, let go. Okay, so they're the same color too. So we have letting go, and these cards are kind of reminiscent of one another. Like you have knowledge. Put the book down, go outside, put that knowledge into practice. But learn to let go. Learn to let go of knowing everything. You're not going to know everything, but you're always going to be learning. We actually are always students, and we want to recognize that the beginner mind is important, like stepping back and saying, hold on, maybe I don't know everything about everything. But let's do an animal spirit card. So what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? We're going out into the world. We are holding up boundaries, but we're going out into the world. So it's very important to protect our own space. We're preparing to lead. We might be letting go also of just people, things, places. There's a lot of that too. Bear. Let's see what bear says. So what are we doing? Waking from spiritual slumber, beginning anew. After a long winter, the bear arises from deep slumber. At first, the movement and effort are difficult, but the bear knows it's time to awaken and move toward the dawning light. The bear card represents an individual on the cusp of new directions and personal transformation. The initial weeks and months of the spiritual quest may feel tricky, cumbersome, and full of obstacles, but you have no choice, bear. Winter wanes, the warmth of spring emerges, and your transformation begins. Sorry, I'm getting the hiccup. When in balance, inner strength yearning to grow. When out of balance, withdrawal, lethargy, heaviness. Bring into balance movement and exercise. Well, damn, like that literally kind of answered our question. We are going into a new phase, right? And we may not even be cognizant of that fact, because if you remember, I was just shuffling the cards and this one kind of plopped out, not as part of the reading, this Ace of Cups here, going through a new portal, a new beginning, the page card. With the pages, that's a childlike energy. So that's always kind of, it can be imposter syndrome when adults get it. So we're feeling like insecure, like what exactly am I doing? They're like, who knows? Just do it. Just do it. And in here, like the King of Swords can be kind of cold, seek knowledge, let go, know your worth. It's somewhat like we may not be feeling quite worthy of whatever it is that we're moving towards. But I love, she's standing in a vineyard that her hard work and productivity have brought her wealth and abundance. And wealth and abundance, it's all metaphors. It doesn't have to be like finances or whatever, but knowing that you are valuable and that you have things to teach and not squandering those for yourself and preventing others from having your fabulous knowledge. Like, don't be a know-it-all douche. I don't think know-it-all douches watch here, unless they hate watch. I like to make jokes about hate watching. I used to hate watch this one girl who did astrology, but I followed her from an astrologer that we both followed. And she like literally would say verbatim, even the really obscure stuff like that he would say. And then I was like, yo, why am I hate watching this bitch? Why don't I just go make videos on my own channel and let her worry about her and let him worry about if like somebody is copycatting him. It was the Leo King. I don't know. He's a nut. But anyway, and then he ended up having some fallout with her. I'm sorry. Astrologers have a lot of fucking drama. It's crazy. It's crazy. There's infighting in the land of astrology. Okay, I'm pulling an angel card for us. Relationship. Your primary relationship is with yourself and God, and every other relationship follows from there. To attract, heal, or balance a relationship, then snuggle more closely with your loving creator. As you feel safe and loved within, so shall your other relationships bloom and prosper. So, yeah, it's like we're just coming into balance. I feel like I'm getting like big time insecurity, procrastination vibes from this. And the protection message that I was coming in with is because I think we might be experiencing, because a lot of people are empathic, which I call them like whampaths. Because I mean, until you get over the whining about it, you're like, wow, if you understand it and embrace it and protect yourself and all of that. I'm talking to me too, because I don't have it perfected. But sometimes the empath thing is used as an excuse to be a whiny baby about stuff. And I was like that a long time ago before I even knew the word empath. But anyway, that's all I'm saying. But I don't feel like we're being like that. I feel like we are feeling from the field insecurities that may be in the collective. And because we're not holding good boundaries, that's leading to us maybe missing cues that it's time to step up and show the way shower. Okay. I still don't feel done. Oh, I'm going to do a cat card. They're actually a really weird deck, and they're cosmic cat. They're hard to shuffle too, but that's what was calling me. So give me the old cat call. I'm not going to be able to shuffle these the regular way because they're fucking huge. Okay. Yeah, we're going to do this like that. Like so. Come on. It's this one. Retreat. Stop the spin. Shut the front door because I was talking about cleaning. So we got retreat. Stop the spin. I think we're getting caught up in other people's like emotions and we may not even realize what's going on. But again, we have this reference to cleaning. And I was thinking about the sponge, like when I was coming in with my message, I wash my sponges in the washers. So there's something about cleaning the sponge. If that metaphorically means something to you, good for you. Feel free to share it in the comments. But there's something there about a sponge and the sponge being dirty. Okay. Give yourself retreat time, whether it be solo in nature, downtime hanging with friends, or what you'd consider your dream vacation with all the elements that distract you from your worries, woes, and anxieties. It's all about slowing down and getting grounded and centered so that you can go back to whatever the duty, project, or enterprise awaits with new perspective, energy, and enthusiasm. Thoughts. Take small breaks throughout the day where you do nothing. Plan conscious transitions between tasks or events. Put vacation time in your calendar and start planning. Go to a retreat center or place where you can hide away in comfort. It's time to take a real break, dry out, stop the spinning. This could actually mean hiding away from the rest of the world and its demands by consciously going on retreat to restore and rejuvenate. The message sounds conflicted, but then it doesn't. When you watch videos here, when I'm doing readings here, I trust that you all know yourselves way better than I do, which would make a lot of sense. So, are you out and about too much? Do you need to draw back in? Or are you stuck in retreat and you need to move out a little bit? Set intentions to cleanse yourself energetically. I showed you how I do that. There's something else I was going to say about protection. Salt bath. Epsom salt in the bathtub and take a bath. I just did that yesterday. If you don't have a bathtub, no worries. You can put salt on the floor of the shower and it'll just wash down. So, but it'll cleanse your feet. And those are what are consistently moving us around. And I always found that helpful before I had a bathtub. Anyway, that's what I've got for you guys. That and just a bunch of love. A bunch of love. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a great day on earth. Stay safe. Peace. Namaste.